Hello everybody, my name is Joe Wright and this video is called Scales for the E9th Neck. And what I'm going to show you is how I approach playing scales and learning the scales on your pedal steel guitar. Now if you have any of my scale books, this will be a great reference. Even if you have an E9th B6 universal scale book, once you understand how the charts work on an E9th neck, they work exactly the same on a C6 neck, a universal tuning. The only thing that changes is the tuning and the pattern that creates. The E9th neck is tuned to a specific tuning: F sharp, D sharp, G sharp, E, B, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, B. So if you know those, you know where we're starting points. That's our starting point. The only thing that's going to change is if we used to retune our guitar, and not many of us do that. So what I'd like to do right now is show you what I use, my scale charts. Now what these things are charts of intervals. And what an interval is the distance between two notes. So if I say a C major scale, the notes for a C major scale are C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Now the intervals of that is C to a D. C is 1. That's our starting point. Going to the second interval is a D. Going to the third interval is an E. So from C to a D, second interval. From C to an E is a third interval. From C to an F is a fourth interval. From C to a G is the fifth interval. From C to A is the sixth interval. And from C to B is the seventh interval. Now, them is distance between two notes. So a C to a B is the seventh. So a C sharp to a C would be a seventh interval if C sharp was the starting point. So that's what you got to learn. Intervals is the distance between two notes. Now what I like to do is take you over to my scale chart. We have a picture of it here. Bring it up. What you see now, on the left we notice it says C, key of C, major. Type of scale is a major. Starting point is the key of C. The tuning is over here. It's the E9th tuning. Now what we see across is simply 1 through 12. Down here we see it too, 1 through 12. Those are our frets. Now our frets on our guitar, 1 through 12. We also know that 1 and 13 is the same thing. Same as 12 and 24 or open are all the same. So if we study it, we have 12 across, we have a 10-string guitar. Over here we have our strings listed. Now these markers, I put those on there just for visual reference to help you find where you are. So you don't have to look down to see 8. You can know you got 3, 6, 3, 6, 2 is 8. There you are on the 8th fret. Let's take a look at this. First fret, first string. In that box is a 5. Now you remember me talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Now what I was studying there, look at the 10th string. There's a scale written out on the 10th string. That's the major scale for the key of C. Now first fret, third fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, 12th fret. Now, if you used to go to a piano and play the white keys, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, if you used to play the black keys, I'm just looking at the 10th string going up the string. Two ways to study it are across the string this way and from string to string going up and down this way, from the 10th string to the 9th string, 10th string to the 8th string. We study it all different ways to learn our music on the fretboard. Now this chart right here gives you 120 positions. So in other words, if I was to say go to the 8th fret on the 8th string, and what note would we have there? So what would you do? Simply string 8, fret 8. It's a 1. It's the key of C, 1 is C. 2 is D. So everywhere, you notice on every string there's a 1, so there's a C note on every string. No matter what it's tuned to, somewhere you can find a C note. 6th fret, first string. 7th fret. 7th fret on the 7th string right there, it's a between the 1 and the 2. Well, wait a minute, what's that note? Well, that would be either a 2 flat, or if you're talking to be a C sharp or a D flat, depending on which way you're looking at it. But those are the black keys on a piano. If we look here, string 5. First fret, string 5, there's a 1 right there. Nice 1. That 1 is middle C on a piano, right there. Now if we drop to string 6, that 1 right there is the same note as that 1. 1. That note on string 7 right there, that 1, same note there. It's a middle C. Middle C. I'll drop to string 8. Yep, you're right. Middle C, middle C. Now if we take it to the guitar real quick, I'm going to connect them with a lick. Watch this. Do you hear that? Where we took 5th string, 6th string, 7th string, 8th string, 9th string. And all I hit was dow, dow, wow, wow, wow. I could go down here and go to the 13th fret, which is the same as here. Look at there. There it is again. That note, if that was 13, I only study my music in 1 octave because it repeats. So if I can learn it once, I know it again. It's just an octave higher. Middle C would be right here if we continued the chart. Middle C, middle C, middle C, middle C. I'm going to play this scale right here on the 10th string. Listen to it. Okay, and all that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I played the 1 at the 13th fret where it repeated. Okay, see this 3 right here? We can go 1. Let me get my pointer. 1, 2, 3, 4. But look here, 3, 4. That's the same notes. The only thing different, they're on a different string. So what makes that 3 different from that 3? Well, on this particular guitar is the fact that the 10th string is probably a 36 wound, and the 9th string is probably a 32 wound or a 30 wound, depending on what they put on this particular zum. I'm going to play it 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pick thumb, slide to 2, pick first finger, slide to 4. Okay, you didn't see the right hand, but all is thumb, slide, 1, slide. I'm going to pick it, I'll pick them all. Thumb, thumb, 1, 1. Okay, just to show you. Now back to the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our 1 again. So I'm going to play here is watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be thumb, slide to there, 1, slide to there. Then I'm going to move my whole hand up, and it's going to be thumb, 1, 2, slide. So it's the first 4 notes are played with your thumb on the 10th string and everything on there, and then I skip to the 8th position with my right hand. So I want to watch this from the right hand. Here it is. Now backwards. Keeping that picture right there, the whole key to this is watch this. I'll do it so it's easy to see. Thumb, slide, 1, slide, right hand crosses over. Don't block that string. Watch, the thumb takes it out right there, the back of the thumb. So I'll do it again. One more time. Okay, back to our chart. What we just did now, we went do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We added slides between there. We have 2 choices. What we have learned now is that any notes that we can connect them by picking them individually, or we can add a slide between those notes. Okay, now I want to do the same scale, only watch. We've done it one time going right up the neck, didn't we? Okay, we've done it here, going up to this one. Now I want to end up at that one, but play the same scale. So look, it's pick, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Thumb. I'm picking each one. So let me call the frets. 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 6. So let's look at the chart and see that. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So what I'm doing is playing connected dot. Now, just for the fun of it, I'm going to go up to that one right there. I'm going to play a backward roll. 1, slide down to the 7, and then so it'll be second finger picks that 1, slides there. Then the first finger will pick that, what is it, the 6, and the thumb will pick the 5. So I got my thumb here, first finger here, second finger here. I'm at the 4th fret. Now I'm going to play it just the opposite. I'm going to go thumb, 1. Okay, what we just played was this 5, 6, 7, 1. That was a forward roll, thumb, 1, 2, slide. So if I move up here, look at that, 6, 7, 1, 2. All these are legal notes. If I'm in the key of C and I'm soloing, and it says key of C or C major, I can play any one of those notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Because that's the rule. I didn't make the rule, I just follow them. And it's nice to know the rules because then you know how to break them. If you don't know the rules, you can't break them. All right. Thumb, 1, 2, slide. Look at here, 6, 7, 1, 2. See that pattern? So what if I told you to pick thumb, 1, slide, 2. So it's a forward roll with the thumb picking, the first finger picks, then it slides and the second finger picks. So I'll play it. Now there it is. Back to the chart. We just played this one. Now I'm going to play this one. 7, 1, 2, 3. So it'll be thumb, slide, 1, 2. Then if we look at the chart again, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll play that one. Thumb, 1, 2, slide. Now, let's go back to the very beginning here on our chart and just look at this. You've seen the pattern along this row I'm working out. Now I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, those 4 notes there. Now, I'll play that all the way up to that 5, starting on that 5 and ending on that 5 in the key of C. Okay, here to here, but I'll play them 4 at a time. Listen, here we go. Da 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 da. All it is the major scale, but we're playing 4 notes at a time. Okay, what did I just do there? I just played that pattern up the neck. I just kept going with it. So what I did is when I got to this 3 here, I went 3, slide, oops, start back down here. But instead of 1, I'm at 13. So it's thumb 1, slide 2, thumb 1, 2, slide. Then I could go backwards. So what we see here is when you hear them guys playing all them fast notes and they're not hitting any bars or hitting any pedals, this is what they're doing. They're playing connected dot over these scale charts. So I just want to show you some places that you use already if you've been playing. Let's go here to the 8th fret. We all love the key of C in the 8th fret. To get a major chord, we have to have a formula for that chord. And that formula is 1, 3, 5 from our major scale. A first, a third interval, and a 5th interval. 1, 3, 5. I'll play those notes on the 10th string here, just real quick. All right, there it is, 1, 3, 5. Now I'll play it on the 8th fret right here, string 8, 6, and 5. Now I'll play them all together. it's a chord. Let's look at the chart. What did I just play? I have my thumb on that 1, my first finger played the 3, and that played the 5. See that? 1, 3, 5. All right, let's look at this grip right here. There's a 5, a 1, and a 3. It's got a 1, a 3, and a 5. The only thing is a different order of the notes. Does that grip look familiar to anybody? Thumb on 10, 8, and 6. And then we go up to the next one. I'm going to play it right here. I'm going to play our triads. These 3 together, then these 3 together, then the 3, 5, 1 together, and the 5, 1, 3 together, starting then in the lowest position on the 10th string. Let's listen to it. You've heard it many times. So them are our triads in the key of C. And what we've got there is they're all nicely in a row. But how many remember now we got a C chord down here at the 3rd fret. Now this is where you learn how to read these charts. The fact is, on the 3rd string, I have a pedal that bends that note a half step. But now if I go to the 3rd fret with my bar's here at the 3rd fret like this, and I gotta have a 1, a 3, and a 5 to make a major chord in the key of C. Well, here's my 1 on the 6th string, but it's at the 4th fret. Now I'm down here. Wait a minute, what's going on? How can I, 3, 6 pedal, or your B pedal raises 3 1/2, that's up 1, and 6 1/2. By bending that note, what you gotta see on this chart is that 1 comes back here to the bar, brings the note to the bar. Bring that note to the bar. So I'll push my B pedal, I got it down. So now the 1, there goes the B pedal, see that? Now my 1 is here. I got a 5 there, and I got a 2 there. Oh wait, I need a 1, 3, and a 5 to get a major chord. I got the 1 back by the B pedal. There's a 3 right there, and that's on the 5th string. My A pedal works 5 and 10. Out there works 5 and 10. A whole step. Well, let's look at the chart. There it is. There's my 3, a whole step, 2 half steps. Each block is a half step. There's my 3. I push the A pedal, and that 3 note comes here. So now I got a 3 here, a 5 here, and a 1 here if I use AB. What does that tell me? A 1, 3, 5. Let's hear it. Now 4, 5, and 6. Now 3, 4, and 5. Now 6, 8, 10. Now, I'm sorry, 6, 8, 10, and 8, 6, and 5. There's our triads again, and they work on our same, they work here, 6, 8, and 10, 8, 6, and 5, 6, 5, and 4, and 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we got C's here, and we got C's at the 8th fret. Let's go to the 11th fret. Now, I know I got a C here somehow. Not looking good. I don't see what, everything's not stacked up under my bar the way I'd like it. Let's look at this note. There's a 3 note right there. I know I got an E lever called the F lever that raises that a half step, 4 and 8. So that would go and get that 3 and bring it back. So engage that knee. All right, got the knee lever engaged. So the 3's back here. I got 5 and a 3 and a 7. Between the 6 and 7 is a 7 flat. That's not good. So I need to go up. 7 flat is a whole step away from a 1 that's up here. Remember a 1 starting over at 13? There it is. So if I was to push up 2, up 1, up 2, get that note and bring it back, it'd be a 1. Whoa, God, look at there. 1, 3, 5. Once again, there's the 3 that would go to, and that would be the 1 down here. So it'd be 5. I'm sorry, it'd be 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Let's go to the 11th fret and hit those pedals and see what it sounds like. Now, on 8, 6, and 10, I'm just going to connect them. The way I first started learning this chart was by reading it, and then everything deviates from it. In other words, I put my bar here, I can go get that note with that pedal. So if I'm up here and I got my 2nd string, I got a knee lever that flats it a whole step. So I can go get that 6th note and have it right there. So I can have a 1, 3, 5, and a 6. So I can have a C6 chord by playing those 4 all four of those notes together with that flatted, there's a C6. You'd never see a C6 right there if you wasn't looking, but that's a C6. What I'd like to show you here is I'm going to play it for you first. Just looking at the chart, what I'm going to play is on strings 5 and 6 is what we're going to study. I'm going to play you this 1 and 3, but I get that 1 and 3 at the 3rd fret with the A, B pedals. Look at that pattern. Up 1, up 2. My 6th was raised a half. This 5th is raised a whole. So I'm going to play 1, 3, those two together. And then I'm going to go to this 2 and a 4, and this 3 and a 5, and that 4 and a 6. Look at the pattern. How do I get that 4 and a 6? I'm at the 8th fret, A, B pedals. So let's listen to that. All right, back to the chart. All I played was that 1 and 3 together with the A, B down, those two, and those two, and it was a C to an F walk up. You heard that? Now I'm going to play it again where I add this 5 and a 7, and I get that 5 and 7 right here at the 10th fret with the A, B down. So I'm going 3rd fret, A, B down, 6th fret, no pedals, 8th fret, no pedals, 8th fret, A, B down, 10th fret, A, B down. Now let's hear that. Now I'll play it all together. I'll pick it once and slide. Just here, I'll let the steel guitar do its thing. I'll play it faster just to give you an idea of a lick. I'll just alter the rhythm. Okay, now where did I get? Let's look at our chart. I'm going these two notes together using the pedals. These two notes to these two notes, no pedals on those. The pedals to get those two, pedals to get those two. Now I want to continue on. I'm at 10th fret now. I'm going to go up here to 13, starting up 13, which would be up here on our guitar. And I'm going to get that 6 and a 1, then I'm going to go to 15 and do a 7 and a 2 together, and then I'm going to play at 15 with A, B down, our 1 and 3. So it's going to be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Because look what I'm playing on the lower string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. On the upper string, harmonize it with 3, 2 and a 4 together, 3 and a 5 together, 4 and a 6 together, 5 and a 7 together, 6 and a 1 together, 7 and a 2 together, and a 1 and a 3 again. And if you check every one of these, from a 1 to a 3 is a major third interval. In other words, it's 4 half steps. It's this, from 1 to a 3. We count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4. From that 1 to that 3. See the half steps? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's go from this note, a 2 to a 4. Well, let's look. From a 2 to a 4 is how many half steps? 1, 2, 3. That's a minor third interval. So we're playing major third and minor third intervals together to make up this harmonized C scale. All right, let's play it all the way up. I'll play it back down. Now, we did that scale there. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to change something. On this chart, instead of string 6, I'm going to use in 5, I'm going to use strings 3 and 5. What's the difference? Everything's going to be exactly the same. It's still going to be a 1 and a 3, but look at how the one's going to, the C scale will be on top and the harmony will be on below. Just a wider interval. Now, I'm going to show you some other things you can do. Let's look at this chart. We have this 1 there. We can have a 1 with a 2 note, or this 1 and that 2 note. Let's listen to that at the 3rd fret. All I'm doing is pushing my B pedal down to get the 1. The 1 brings it back. The B pedal brings it back to the bar. Okay? I'll push the A pedal down to take the 2 to a 3. Okay. Here's the picking. B pedals down, and I rock onto A. Okay, back to the chart. What we have there was that 1 and that 2, and I rocked the pedal down to bring that 3. I'm going to play starting on that 5. I'm going to go 5, slide to the 6, pick the 7, slide to the 1, hit the 2, slide to the 3. Okay, and it's all what? Thumb, slide, first finger picks that string, I slide to there, second finger slides to the 3. So it's on the guitar, it'll be this. Backwards. But it's from that 5 to that 3. Now, I'm going to go up to this 5 to that 6 to the 7 to the 1 to the 2 to the 4 to the 3. So it would be 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 4, 3. How would I finger that? Well, as I look at it, I would play it, believe it or not, just with 4 fingers all on each string. Watch. Here's an advance for you guys that really want to get into it. Watch my right hand. All 4 fingers. So I go. So up to tempo. Well, let's look at the chart. What did I play? 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 4, 3. Ba 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 ba. Let's go back to the guitar, and I'm going to play those notes. And watch me mix up using scales. I'll mix it up. Oh, okay. Let's look at this. Let me show you some things on the chart. What I did, watch this, guys. Thumb and gals. Thumb, slide, 1, thumb. Ba ba ba. Thumb, slide, 1, thumb. So you get 4 notes. Thumb picks the 5, slide to the 6, first finger picks the 7, thumb picks the 6. Okay, what did I just do? 5, 6, 7, 6. Now I'm going to go 5, 6, 7, 1. And these are going to be slides. 5, slide to the 6, 7 to the 1, slide. Back to the 7, to the 6, to the 7, to the 1. So it's ba da 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 da. See what I did? Thumb slide to the 6, 1, 7 goes to the 1, back. So it's 1 picks here, slides, then back. So we get 3 notes, 7, 1, 7. Let's hear that. 7, 1, 7. There it is. Isn't that neat? 7, 1, 7. 7, 1, 6. 7, 1, 6. There it is. Duplicated a bunch of times. Let me show you a run you play all the time. Da 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 bow. That's the notes. That 1 to the 6, to the 5, to the 3, bend to the 2, and pick that 1. Let me play the lick. It's a nice country lick. Let's look at the chart. What did I play? B pedal down to get the 1 there at the 3rd fret. Da, da, da. 3 here because I got my A pedal bending that. Release it. Naturally, the bar's at the 3rd fret. There's the 2. I got my B pedal down and my 1's right there. Now I want to talk about the C pedal. The C pedal bends 4 and 5 a whole step. So in other words, if I place my bar here, I can bend and get that 2 note right there and bring it back to the bar, and I can get that 6 and bring it back to the bar. So let's look at it here. I got a 3, 5, and a 1. Do you notice that pattern? I got a bend there on the 3rd string, and both, if we're in the key of C, any of these notes are legal notes. Not the blanks, the 3s, the 4s, the 2s, the 1s, the 5s, the 6s, and 7s. But now, here it is. I take that right there, that 4, 6, and 2. I bend up and get the 4, I bend up and get the, so I'm going to push, I'm here, I push B and C together, and I bring those notes to the bar. Let me do that at the 8th fret. Isn't that neat? We get the advantage of having the benders. I mean, our pedals on this guitar are benders. We're bending strings. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, if we used to analyze them, the 4, 6, and a 2 together, I can tell you right now it's a D minor. So that pattern, those notes are a D minor notes. So we know here, see this? Those 3, those three, and look here, up 2 frets. There's that same pattern as we had here. So if I place my bar at the 10th fret, I can get that 5, 7, and 3, which is basically being at the 10th fret and placing B and C down. How do we get that? All right, B's here. B pedal will get the 5 and bring it here. C pedal gets that 7 and brings it here. C pedal also gets that 3 and brings it there. So we got these 3 notes right there. We go back here with the bar, we got these 3 notes. And we go to these 3 notes with no bar. Here it is, 10th fret, B, C down. Here's B, C. Here it is. Release. Okay, now that's how I learned to read these charts. So if I want to do some, let's say some scale work, some single note stuff, let's look at it if we have our bar here. We have access to that 7th tone by flatting our E's. There it is, flat the E's, it goes back and gets that B note, the 7th tone, and brings it up. For here, we can flat the new pedal 4 they talk about, it flats 5 and 6 a whole. If we're here and we're flattening these both a whole, we go back and get those 2 notes and bring them up. Be the same as sliding. If we're here, we can slide back there and back up, like this. That's just playing those 2 notes and sliding back and forth. They got a pedal that does that. On these, you know, you got benders that'll bend a hole, so we can put it at the 1st fret and get that 5 and that 2. A 2, a 5, a 6, a 5. We can make up that 7 flat with the B pedal. We got something else. So there's all kinds of ways to learn to read the chords. But I'll tell you what you need to do is you need to memorize this. Key of C, E9th, these patterns. Because once you learn the key of C, I recommend you, whatever your tuning is, if you're playing an E9th, you get this chart. If you got a C6, you get the C6 chart and learn your tuning 1 octave, as many strings. So if you got 12 strings, it'd be a 12 by 12 grid you'd have to learn. If you're playing 6-string guitar, this works exactly the same way on a 6-string, only it's different patterns because it's tuned to different notes, to strings. It's all depending on what it's tuned to, how this pattern lays. What we've seen here is just a C major. Now what I've got here is the C sharp major. Now did you notice all of a sudden everything's different? Yet it's the same. It's still our 12 across, our 10 up and down, but now our starting point is C sharp. Look down here. Remember our 1 used to be here? 1 goes to there. Now look at our 8th fret used to be great for C. It moves to the 9th fret. Everything went up 1, didn't it? We're now studying our guitar as it applies to the key of C sharp major. We've went from C to C sharp to D major. Here we are, key of D now. Look at here. See how our pattern, learn the patterns. All you're playing are patterns. And then you learn to activate pedals because you have them. Here, I got a pedal like I'm in the key of D. I can bend and get that 5. I know it because I got a pedal that'll do that. I can go from bend that and get that 5 with a C pedal. So if I want a single note, dun, dun, that's how you do it. Of course, what I've gotten for you, and each one I'll be included, will be, here's D sharp, also E flat. Don't worry about it. You're looking at it neutrally through its major scale. So 1 is now an E flat. So, and everything adjusts accordingly. So an E flat to a F, the 2 is a 2nd interval. It's all the same. It all depends on what 1 is. So you study every key. There's E major. Notice now our E notes here. But if we remember in the key of C, that was a 3. E major, there's a 1. Now we're starting from the key of E as where 1 is the starting point, E is 1. Here it is in F. Notice our everything's just walking across the page. This line goes down here, everything moves up 1 as I turn to each half step of music. All right, our next key is F sharp. Same thing applies. You can study each key on your guitar with these charts. Now, G major. Same thing. Now, look here. 8 and 3 are the good ones. What used to be at 3 with C is now at 8 with G. And what used to be at 8 with C is now at 3 in G. Isn't that neat? These two are family, G. Here we have an A major scale. And one thing I left out is the G sharp here in my charts. It'll be in the book because I know how to print it out. There's the A sharp major, and once again there's a B major scale. Look how everything, just notice how it all kept walking across as I changed keys. This pattern right here, this C major pattern, is what every player should know. If you're going to play E9th, you should memorize the key of C on your guitar. Basically, then you can play connect-a dot when you're soloing. It's just a matter of finding different ways to connect stuff. I've showed you the scale here going up, do, da, 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 the 4 and the 6, the 3 and the 5, the 2 and the 4 and the 1 and the 3. On 3 and 5. John Huey played a lot of licks off that. Let me play some licks using that major scale pattern. All I did was play that 1 and the 3. I'm going to talk about just a little bit about the modes. I have another course on the modes, but the first mode we have is a Dorian mode. And I'm going to look at everything we're studying today on this scales is all key of C. Except for our major scales, we went through them now. I'm going to look at the key of C. Oh, now what happened here? Oh boy, that looks good. We now see here we have C, different type of scale. We went from a major to a Dorian scale, E9th tuning. We still have our 12 by 10 grid, but now look, we don't have the nice neat 1, 3, 2, 3. We have what's a 3 flat now in a 7 flat. So 3 flat, minor, 7 flat, dominant 7. So we have a minor 7th scale. Well, let's look at that. 1, 2, 3 flat, 4, 5, 6. Let me play that on the B string, just on the 10th string. I'll play in fact, I'll play the major first. Listen to our major scale from the first chart. Okay? Now I'll play the minor scale. Now, it sounds weird, but let me play a C chord, major. I'll play the major scale against that. You've heard it? Let me play a C minor. Okay, so hear the difference? C major, C minor. Now, look at the tones. We have different tones now because we have the 3 flat in there and the 7 flat. So what we did was change our pattern by changing up 2 notes. But look, it's a new pattern on that 12th string, on that 10th string, excuse me. And then we just apply that pattern to the key of C over each string. G's are still the same. The only thing is B's are now B flats and E's are now E flats. Let's play a minor scale. Here's a good one I'd like to show you. C Dorian, we're playing a C minor scale. 1, 2, 3 flat, 4, 5, 6, 7 flat, 1 or 1. But look at it. Thumb, 1, B pedal, there's our 6th string, half step, A pedal to get that 5, bend it up and get that, so it's da da da, ba 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 ba. 5, what's next? 6. Go to the 2nd string, get it naturally to the 7 flat, slide to the 1. What we need to look at is this, if we were looking at the key of B flat, if we was to look at the key of B flat major, instead of that 7 flat being a 7 flat, if we started there and made that the 1, we would have our major scale. There's A sharp. Look at the pattern. 7, 1. Do, re, mi, fa. We started on a 2. I'll pull it away. And remember let's find there's our minor scale. Now we're looking at it through the eyes of C. It becomes a Dorian scale. If we're looking at it B flat or A sharp major, whichever you want to call it, the computer just spits it out this way for me faster. There's your 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 1, 2. Huh, same pattern, isn't it? Look at the picture of the pattern. Look at the pattern. A sharp major, C Dorian. Same pattern. The only thing we're doing different is we're looking at it through a new one. C's 1 now. Before it was B flat or A sharp was 1. Isn't this neat? In other words, you use one scale and you get all these different patterns. Now, same thing will apply to learning this pattern. Is the key is learning to put your pedals to it. There's a 6th string half step bend. There's a 5th string whole step bend, 5th string. So if you had your bar here, bar there, you can get that 6 by pushing your A pedal and bringing it back. If you lower that 2 steps, you go get that. But this pattern creates different music because it's a minor scale, not the major scale. It's a C minor or C Dorian. Now the next scale I want to show you is a C Phrygian. Now the C Phrygian scale, look at that pattern. Isn't that looking wild for you? What I want you to notice though, study it over. Look at the flat 2 here, flat 3, a 4, a 5, a flat 6. So, if you're playing music, guys, and you see one of these scales, the more flats you see, or sharps, the more there are, the farther outside it takes you. In other words, when I say the farther outside it takes you is the wilder the music's going to be, the more dissonant, the more not country. How's that? We'll put it that way. So if you want to get outside and you want to get farther, you learn your different scales, the ones you see with more. Now, if I was playing a C Phrygian, I know right now that if I was in the key of C Phrygian is actually the flatted 5 of it. So you can look at it as a shortcut, it's another key. And if you want more study on that, you need to get my book on the modes. But look at, see how, the thing to know about scales is the farther, the more, see this flat 2s and flat 3s, we use that, but it's more outside. So let me play it here as a, now it don't sound neat over a C chord. Does over a C minor, doesn't it? Why? Let's look at the scale. Well, it's got a 3 flat in it, so you'd probably want to use it over some kind of minor thing. It's got a 7 flat, which is good. That's for from the dominant 7th family. A 6 flat, it's like an augmented, but it's got a 5, a natural 5, so it gives you all these different tones. But we're looking at it through a different, it's just looking at it through the eyes of something different. The next scale I have up here is called a Lydian scale. And it just gives you, all it changes is the 4 sharp. You now have a 4 sharp instead of a natural 4. See the sharp 4? But it's a new pattern, but it's based on C. So it's something, this is used over like a C Lydian over a C major 7th. So let me play it. I'm playing the C major 7th at the 10th fret. Thumbs on 9, first finger's on 7, A, B pedals down, second finger's on 6, third finger's on 5. Now let me play it using let me show you what I played on the chart. One to the 7 to the 5 to the 4 to the 3, 2, 1, 7, 6, sharp 4 to the 5. Once again, 1, 7, 5, sharp 4, 3, 2, 1. And whenever there was a slide here, I made the slide. 1 and slide and 4 sharp back to ending on that 5. Let me play it again. Now, what the key would be here and over this. So let's say we're playing something like. See how that worked? Played a little bossa nova type beat, played a major 7th chord, and used a C Lydian scale. So if you saw a C major 7th on the page, any one of those notes is legal. Bending your pedal any way you can get them. It's legal. You know you got bends here. You got a bend there. You can go down and get that note with the flat your E's, get that 7. Now this is a C mixolydian scale. What's neat about a C mixolydian is that if I pulled up and, let's see, let's just pick out this here F major and set up there. See the pattern? F major. There it is. Looking at it through the eyes of F. F, F's, F. Haha, same pattern if I play a C mixolydian. See the mixolydian's a dominant 7th scale, straight up with a flat 7. So if I'm in C and I have a C 7th and I'm going to F, I use a C mixolydian scale. Wait a minute, I'm in C going to F and I play an F scale. Does that tell you a little trick there? Playing the key you're going to when you have a 7th chord. This is a C, a 1, 2, 3, C, D. The only thing different from the C scale is a B. It's a B flat now. So let's play it using a 7th. What I just played there was that 1 and 3 together, the 8th fret, the 7 and 2, the 1 and 5 down here, then I slid down, kept the 5 with hitting the A pedal and got that 7 flat. 7 flat's the key note when you want to go from C to F, the B flat note. So I'm going to play that again. 1 and 3, 7 and a 2, those two together, these two together, slide down with the A pedal. Let's listen to that. So if I'm playing from C to F, let's look up here at the, there's a 7 flat. I can get that with the B pedal to get my 7th flat. A 4, I need that 3. I flat my E's and get that 3. Let's play that chord. That 7 flat, that 1, and that 3, which will be down here, I'll be at the 1st fret. Okay? B pedal, push it. Flat my E's. So I play them all 3. C 7th. Release to the F. So let's look at that on our chart. There was our C 7th, 7 flat 1 to 3, released it to an F chord right there. If it was in the key of F, we changed that from, they'd be 1, 3s, and 5s right in there in the key of F. In fact, we went from C 7th, we did that, released it, and we had a 1, a 5, and a 3. See that now? Here it is. We played that note, and that note. Released the pedals, go into the key of F, and we had the 3, the 5, and a 1. That's how steel guitar works. All right, C mixolydian, mixolydian scale, going up a 4th. C to an F, C sharp to an F sharp. Now we're going to look at another minor scale. The only difference between this minor scale and our other minor scale is we get a 6 flat down here instead of a 7 flat. Now these are the modes. If you want more work on the modes, I got a whole color scale charts for the modes in a booklet on all tunings. E9th, C6, and E9th B6. But now this one gives us a 6 flat instead of a 7 flat. Basically, it's just when you play your scale, it's up to you when you play whether to use the Aeolian or the Dorian. If you don't want the flat 6, you use the Dorian. If you do, you use the Aeolian. So this is another C minor scale. Okay, C Aeolian. Now we have a C Locrian. Look how wild that one is. Look at all the flat 2s and the flat 3s, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7. Now this is used, if you have a C Locrian, it is used in a C sharp scale as the 7th tone of the scale. In the key of C, you would have a B Locrian. Okay, I'm not going to get into this scale. It's used over a half diminished, but you can see if you use a C Locrian and study it, you get a lot of outside tones. In other words, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's flat 2, flat 3, flat 5, more outside. Our next type of scale I have here is a diminished starting with a whole and then a half. So let's look at it. Starting in C, up to the 2 to the flat 3. Look at the pattern. It's easy to just see it. 2 together, 2 together, 2 together, 2, it'd be 2 together again. Let me play it for ear reference. Let me play you this diminished scale. Right, that was all on the 10th string. All on the 10th string for you. The neat thing about it on the E9th neck is look on 9, 8, 7, 6. Look at the pattern here. Up one, up, over one, up one, over one, up one, over one, da, da. Let's play that. 6, 6 flat, 5 flat, 5, 3 flat, 2, 1, 7, 7 flat, 6. I'm ending up on a 6 flat. Now I'll run it back up. Okay, what did I do there? I took it all the way back to the 1, to this one here, which is actually at the 13th fret. So it's 6 flat, 6, 7. But see the patterns. Patterns of the potential for music. Look right here. 1, 2, 4, 3. I'll play this. I'm going to play thumb 1, 2 on a forward roll, slide up to that flat 5 on the second finger, pick that with the first finger, slide to that off the first finger, play that with the thumb, 1, 2, slide. So here it is, it'd be 2, do, 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 do. All right, that's up to the 6. Now, let's go back to the chart and show you one more time what I just played. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, 5 flat, 3 flat, slide to the 4. Thumb plays the 3 flat, 4, 6 flat, slide to that 6. Now, I'm going to just play right around here in this area. Look at these patterns. I can play real outside stuff. And if you're playing, remember, diminished scales can just save you because they're neutral. Everything's 3 flat. It's an 8-tone scale. You got, out of the 12 possible notes, you're using 8 of them. So you're bound to play something right. You might even get lucky. So let me play along here. All right, to my chart. Let me show you. What I was doing was working out here. There was the one note, that little box right there. I just kept mixing it up. So thumb 1, slide, 2, slide. Then I could thumb 1, slide, cross over, thumb 1, slide. So see how many, I mean, there's just so many possibilities of connect the dot. So you know if you're down here, you can work your way up into here. If you're playing like this, you're going across, you're going up the scale like on a piano. 1, 2, 3 flat, or 1, 2, 3 flat, 4, 5. See the possibilities. Let me work out here. These, I'm going to keep inside these 4 boxes just as a workout, just for practice drill. This is what I would do at home. Okay, what C diminished. Okay, look, oh, this is neat. Oh, this is great. Look here on this, right here. All I'm doing, thumb here, first finger here, look at my possibilities. Thumb, slide, 1, slide, thumb, back slide, 1. I mean, just connect the dot. Thumb, 1, slide, thumb. Thumb, slide, 1, thumb, slide, 1, slide, thumb, 1. See all the possibilities? Forward roll. Thumb, slide to the 3 flat, 1, 2, 6. Let's play that. 1 to 3 flat to 5 to 6 to 6. All right, here it is. Watch this. See that again on the chart. 1 to the 3 flat to 5 to 6. All I'm playing is connected dot. For your connected dot, don't forget the most important part. Here it comes. See it? There it is. That hand, the right hand. Because when I'm playing connected dot, if I go down here on these 3, right here, on these 3 strings, on the guitar, I get these 3 notes if I'm at the 1st fret. 1, 3 flat, and a 4. Oh, look at there. Forward roll. Thumb 1, 2, slide. Cross over, thumb 1. Thumb slide, 1, 2. See that? Back to the 1. You end there on your first finger. So in other words, you got thumb 1 and 2 here, then you move, put thumb 1 and 2 here. And then you can work out of them boxes. One more time. Watch my right hand. It's going to go these 3, then it's going to cross over, go to these 3. But I'm working out of that pattern on my C diminished. Let me play that lick for you. A little faster. Aha, are you starting to hear where things are coming from? One more time. Thumb 1, 2, slide, thumb, slide, 1, 2, slide, 1. Ending on that 1. I went from that 1 to that 1 using that pattern. To me, if I put my thumb on this right there, my bar's at the 4th fret, thumb, slide, 1, slide, 2, slide. I ended on that 3 flat. And I hit my thumb down there, thumb 1, 2, slide, 3. Uh-oh, see that pattern? Let's do it. Thumb, slide, 1, slide, 2, slide. Starting on the 4th fret, the 8th string. Same thing, thumb. Is this getting fun? I want to show you one other thing here. It's called the C diminished, starting with a half step. Okay, so now it's 1 to the 2 flat. Everything's the same now. You get a 7 flat instead of the 7, but it's the other set. So instead of starting going to 1 to 2, it goes 1 to 2 flat. Work on this scale. Which scale do you use? Well, if you're going up a 4th, you use this one, because you want the 7 flat. Okay, if you're going C to F, you'd use the half step start. In other words, it starts with a half step instead of a whole step. C to 1 to a 2 or 1 to a 2 flat, okay? Here we are again. This is the C major scale. Notice here it says pedal 1. The A pedal's pushed. So what happens when you push the A pedal? Let's look. Instead of our 1, 3, 5 right here that we always have, we have a 6. So in other words, this shows you what happens to our scale pattern when we raise our A pedal. So that's like a new tuning to study. Now you can start playing connected out over C major with it. Just push down your A pedal. Sort of like a C6, 1, 3, and a 6. Yeah. Okay? Study that guitar. It's like a new tuning. Pedal 1, the A pedal pushed down. Here it is with the A, B pedal pushed down. See the pattern? Key of C. Well, if we got both pedals pushed down, now this is what happens when you push them down. See, now our 1, 3, 5 is at the 3rd fret. This is with A and B pushed down. There it is. There's our major. So here's a whole new set of scales to learn in a sense. So you learn it 2 ways. You learn it off a fixed page, the C major, no pedals, and then you learn each pedal, and you can study each pedal and groups of pedals individually. Now this is just with B down, just with the B pedal down. This is the guitar it gives you. Some neat stuff there too if you're into 4th scales and stuff. So here's another drill I would do using 4 fingers. I'd put thumb here, 1 here, 2nd finger here, 3rd finger here. So I'd play a 4 row, thumb 1, 2, 4, and go up there and play it again. Thumb 1, 2, 4. 1st finger, play that, and then 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 2nd finger, thumb. So I'm going to go 5, 4, 2, 1, 6, 5, 3, 2. Play that 4 by itself, and then 7, 6, end on a 3. Here it comes. Now we studied pedal 2 a little bit. That's pushing down the B pedal. This is what happens to the guitar when you just push the B pedal by itself. 2 ways to look at the pedals. Push them down and hold them, it's a new tuning, or as benders, like we use them on the E9th, on and off. This is C major, pedal 1, and knee lever 2 when we raise the E's. Let's go to the 11th fret. This is why I wanted to show you that C chord at the 11th fret that we studied by seeing if we move the pedals. Well, this is what happens to the whole guitar when you move the pedals. So you can study this like a whole new tuning. There's all kinds of new mix and match pedal stuff. This is just raising your E's by themselves. If you're just going to hit it, you can study as a guitar. Let's look at it here. You get a 1, a 4, and a 7. All kinds of great stuff. That's what happens when you just raise your E's. This is when you flat your E's. Let's look at it here. When you flat your E's, the fourth moves up there and the 3 goes there. 3, 1, 6, and a 5, and a 3, and a 1. There's a C6 chord right there. C6. Now, if you was to take a C6 neck, that note right there, that E note, that's the second note string on a C6. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth string, seventh string on a C6 guitar. So that's why you get these play C6 on E9th. And this is how you can study any tuning using these charts. What I show you now is what we call a D Dorian. Now, if I was to take the C major with no pedals, this will be exactly a C major scale. But study the chart now. Look at it. Here it is. Our Dorian, remember the C Dorian had a 3 flat and a 7 flat. There's the C major scale. The second note of a C major scale is a D. So now we're going to look at this scale through this eyes. This is the modes. Here they are. It's a D Dorian. In other words, if we look at the C scale through the eyes of the D note as the 1, this is the pattern we get. It's the same pattern as the C major. But now we're using this as the 1, so let's pull it away and look. 1, 2, 3 flat, 4, 5, 6, 7 flat, 1. That's a minor scale. We're in D. We got a D minor. We want a D minor scale. We use C. It's a family. Our next in the family is the Phrygian scale. We looked at it through C. Now a C Phrygian. Now we look at an E Phrygian, which is a C major scale. It's the same pattern. If we look at our C, you study these, just realize it's one pattern. But we're looking at it through each note as a starting point. For reference, if you use this E Phrygian, and if you used to play a Malagueña or something Spanish and concentrate on the 1s and ending on the 7 flats, you would have, ending on the E notes and the B notes, the 5s, I'm sorry, the 1s and the 5s, you would have a Spanish feel. But if you look at it, it's a C major pattern, E Phrygian. But so is a D Dorian, a C major pattern. F Lydian, if we had an F major 7th, we'd use an F Lydian. But there's the pattern, which is also a C scale, but now we're using F as the 1, the starting point. Here we have a G Mixolydian. G 7th, Mixolydian, 7th flat, going to what key? C. Well, this is a C scale pattern, but we're looking at it through the eyes of the G, so it's a Mixolydian scale. Starting to help you out here? Aeolian. Same thing. It's a C scale, but it's an A minor scale. But look, remember the one that gives us our 6 flat instead of our 7 flat. So the C scale is actually a D minor scale or an A minor scale, but one has a 6 flat and the other has a natural 6. This is in the family of C. This is what we call a B Locrian scale. Once again, look at how outside it is. It'd be over a B half diminished chord in your harmonized scale. All right, what we've went over on this video is all the different C scales. There are a lot more different types of scales, but I gave you the basic ones and showed you how the pattern changed. Our box didn't change. We had what? We studied the major scale and all 12 keys. First, work on C. You should know C on your guitar, whether it be the E9th, the C6 tuning, the E9th B6 tuning, you should know C. And then you work on all the other major keys just to see how that pattern walks across the fretboard. It goes across the fretboard. And then you looked at all the modal scales. You had a minor scale in C, and you looked at it through the eyes of C, the key of C, where you had a D Dorian, an E Phrygian, an F Lydian. Those are the modes. More help on those, I got a colors course called the modes. And remember, this video, now that you know how to read my charts, I have scale charts for E9th, C6th, and E9th B6.